Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kingdom One Live, where it's all about a kingdom perspective. I'm your host, Deborah Asbury. Today's program is brought to you in part by Privy. Privy is a protocol and etiquette organization, owner-operator Sherry Graham, a passport to get you to a position of influence and open doors of opportunities. Also by A Novel Thing, Christian romance novels that inspire, author Lucy Heath. And as always, let's welcome my co-host, the Tim Williams Project Band. From rags to riches, through struggle, hard work, and grit, our guest today defies the odds of business twice as a bootstrap millionaire. Join me and guest Tim Mercer today on Kingdom One Live. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome to the show. Today I'm doing something a little different. My interview today is actually on location. And just to introduce the guest, his name is Tim Mercer. He's the co-founder and managing partner of IntelliBox, a top Inc. 500 technology company, a true bootstrap entrepreneur. He has started several businesses from nothing to millions. He is a U.S. Army veteran and has been featured in several magazines from Forbes, Industry Era, and Inc. magazine. He's committed to sharing insights and his experiences to help others to excel and grow in their craft. He is married to his wife, Cassandra, and they reside in Atlanta, Georgia, along with their doggie, Coco. And so as we go to location to talk with him, he's going to share with you insights about his book, Bootstrap Millionaire. Let's go to the interview.
Thank you, Deborah. Appreciate it.
So
glad to be here. Good to see you as well.
You know, I was thinking about it the other day. We've known one another for over 25 years.
Yeah, long time, right?
Wow.
You can tell by the gray hair, right?
That's it. I mean, it's kind of like everything else stopped in time except the gray. But I washed mine out.
Right.
So anyhow, your story is just phenomenal, and your book is a must read.
Thank you.
I started reading your book, and I just could not put it down. I was like, wow, I didn't know Tim had all this in him, because when I met you, you were a college student.
That's right, yeah.
You had started college, you had gotten out of military, started college. I attended your graduation, and I went to your wedding.
That's right, yeah.
Boy, I tell you, we go way back.
Yes, we do, yeah.
And so to hear about the fact that you wrote this book, Bootstrap Millionaire, and you've got all these accolades to your credit, talk to us about what inspired you to become an author.
Well, the book, I really was inspired to write the book because of the women that was in my life, right? It's really a tribute to the great women who have helped me to become the man that I am today. I mean, I attribute it to obviously my mother, you know, who unfortunately passed away in 2017. She was really she was really the glue for me, or the one that really, everything that I've done from a childhood is always trying to to do it for my mother, right?
Right.
My sister, she passed away as well in 2020. Yeah.
Last year?
Yeah, last year. Yeah, she passed away with cancer, and she was
Oh,
just
my
a
God.
strength for me as well too.
Sorry to
And of
hear
course,
that.
my sister-in-law, who I feel is probably my biggest supporter and biggest fan, along with my beautiful wife, who is really
Right.
my rock, right? And so I
Right.
wanted to write the book because it those women helped me to become better as a man, throughout my life.
Right.
And my hope is that the book would be an inspiration or encourage other people to be able to see if God can take somebody like me, old country boy from South Carolina, who didn't have many opportunities, right? I mean, I grew up in the deep South. I didn't have a lot of opportunities,
Right.
but God exposed me to a lot of different things along the way, and I took advantage of those things, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so the book is really about not allowing your limitations to be able to hinder you from achieving all that what God would have you to be.
Right. And I remember reading in your book, you shared about when your upbringing, your mother took you to church every week. She was rich in spirit,
Yes.
but you said the God that you would see her on her knees crying and praying to every night, you wondered, well, what happened with you all because you were poor?
That's right. Yeah.
So I can see why you wanted to dedicate that to her, because obviously those prayers that you couldn't see then
That's
is
right.
what has you to where you are now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Another thing, bootstrap millionaire, exactly what does that mean?
Well, I came up with the term bootstrap millionaire. Obviously, the term bootstrapping is all about going from nothing and building something, right?
Right.
I'm using the talents and the gifts that you currently have to be able to grow yourself, right? That's where the concept bootstrap comes from. Now, when I married it with the term millionaire, obviously it was really a way to grab people's attention, right? Because it's not really about how much money you have in the bank account. It's really about your mindset, right?
Absolutely.
I believe that when I was growing up, even though we were poor, I believe I had a millionaire mindset. I mean, I used to play in the dirt, right, as a kid, right? And I used to imagine different things. I used to imagine having a better life. I used to imagine, riding in fancy cars, things that I would see on TV.
Right.
I used to imagine that. And it was almost as if I was creating that for myself, even though it didn't manifest itself immediately,
Right.
even with me being a child at that time. Over time, when I look back on it in hindsight, I was really creating my future for myself, right? By playing
you
in
were
the dirt.
manifesting your destiny.
Absolutely, right, yeah.
Wow.
So I think it all starts, a millionaire mindset starts first in the mind, right?
Okay.
And then of course, the riches or the money and things like that will just come along afterwards. But that's to me what a bootstrap millionaire is. It's just someone who can come from nothing, manifest those things for themselves. And there are plenty of people like that, right?
Absolutely.
It's not about just being an entrepreneur. It's about, I know a lot of professional people, corporate people who have achieved the same type of things. So
Right.
it's just not about just being an entrepreneur.
Oh, that's so amazing. Well, you know what? When we come back, I want you to take us back to that 30-year-old Tim Mercer,
Yeah.
who just became a millionaire. We're going to go for a break right now, but stay with us. We'll be right back.
All right. Yeah.
These exciting novels carry the message of abstinence in their characters' lives while promoting the idea to guard your heart. It's iconic, but Heath does this gracefully without losing the flow of romantic nuances, alluring women and the chivalry of the strong, passionate male. Fall deeper into knowing the love God has for you with each romance novel from A Novel Thing. Lucy Heath, author.
Thank you for supporting Kingdom One Live with our host, Deborah Asbury. When you support this broadcast with a donation of $50 or more for this month only, you will receive this special gift. A beautiful offering from the Tamira Lay Lifestyle Design Collection of luxury soy candles. To make a donation, visit our website at www.kingdomonelive.com. Thank you for your support, and until next time, love and blessings.
Talk with us about your mindset at that time. I mean, how did it happen so fast? And then how did you control your ego, once things kind of got out of control there?
Well, I mean, I think it's like anything. I mean, when you come from nothing and then you start having some success, the ego does kick in.
Yes,
right?
it does.
And I kind of got away from the things that really strengthened me, and obviously my faith in God. I kind of started thinking I was doing it on my own, right? I got, I got a little arrogant to the point where I'm thinking that I'm doing this rather than realizing that it was all, God. And I started kind of moving away from my relationship with Him. But when God, there's a saying that if God wants to get your attention, He takes away the thing that occupies your attention.
Right.
And I think that's what happened for me. When I started moving away from my relationship with God, He ended up taking away that thing that was occupying my attention. And that was the money, my perception about money and the riches and all those type of things. And how He got my attention is that He just took it all away. I mean, I went from having $1 million in the bank account to zero. Right.
Wow.
And that humbled me.
Right. And your book is filled with all types of wisdom nuggets, things that you learned that you're sharing with other people. I love the way you pay it forward. So talk with us about that moment when you had to break down and share with your wife, Cassandra, that you were actually broke. She thought she married a baller, and then all of a sudden it was no longer, the bank account was no longer there. So talk with us about, that experience.
Yeah, I mean, it took some time for the money to kind of fade away. I mean, it was probably about a 6-year period of time where I started making bad investments, doing, it wasn't like I was balling out and just spending money frivolously. It was just I was making wrong choices, right? I talk about in the book, there's a chapter that says a fool and his money will soon part, right?
Right.
And I wasn't educated. I didn't have any knowledge of how to grow the money. And I was just doing, things that was
and you
causing
weren't listening to sound wisdom.
And
basically.
I wasn't listening to sound wisdom, So I really never talked to my wife about it much. I mean, I was still able to pay the mortgage. I was still able to do, I kind of wanted to kind of shield her from those things, ultimately until it got to the point where the money was gone. And I remember having to go and take a job in Trinidad and literally, having to leave my wife for 3 months at a time to go work in Trinidad to try to build myself back up. And that's when I really had to expose her to the fact that, hey, look, things are not good anymore, and I'm gonna have to go and travel and to work to try to build things back up. So that's really when I had to really expose her to what was happening.
You know what? I love the fact that in your book you share that something inside you, even though you had pretty much lost everything, you mentioned something about offshore accounts during the time of the mortgage crisis and the banks crashing, that your money went away because it was not government insured, right?
Yeah, it was overseas,
And then you had a few other investments. It was like hundreds of thousands of dollars just kind of overnight went away. But you said there was something inside you that said, all that's gone away. But my gifts and talents are still within me.
Absolutely.
And you were able to start rebuilding.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think there's the verse in the Bible where it said, God said, I have given you the ability to create wealth, right? And that's
you
really.
You got to preach with that one.
Right, yeah. I mean, but that's really what stuck with me. He said,
Yes.
I mean, he spoke to me and said, hey, look, all of that is gone. Right now, I have your attention. Right, I've taken all that away from you, but the same way I gave it to you, I can give it to you again. Right now, of course, you're gonna have to work for it. Right, so I had to go back out and work hard, and because the Bible tells you, faith without work is dead. So I had to put forth the work, and it took time to rebuild it, but. The God gives us all talent, right? That's what your show talks about, right? We all have talent, and we got to use those talents to benefit ourselves and our families.
Yeah, and I like the way you not only have wisdom nuggets, but you actually have details, even down to government contracts. I mean, I was just so fascinated. I had no idea of all the different avenues that you can get funding and be able to advance whatever business projects that you have.
Absolutely.
Talk with us a little bit about that.
Well, I think particularly as minority-owned small businesses, if you're not doing business with the government, then you're really doing yourself a disservice, right? I mean, the government is actually the biggest customer on earth. They buy everything, right?
Right.
And I mean, everything from barbering services, lawn care services, anything that you can think of, the government buys it. And my wife actually introduced me to government contractor. One of her friends was telling her about it.
Wow.
When I had gotten back from Trinidad, and I looked into it. And it has been a blessing for me. It really has been one of those things that helped me to get back to a certain financial position. But I would encourage any small business owners that the government, particularly if you're a minority, because there are ways in which you can take advantage of your minority status, and to be able to take advantage of that.
Right. So we're going to have to talk a little more about that offline. Okay.
Yeah, right. That's right.
So looking to where you are now, fast forward, looking back to 30-year-old Tim, who was newly a millionaire, what advice would you give to that 30-year-old Tim, or any 30-year-old that's watching us right now?
Well, I would say, first of all, continue, obviously being humble, right? For me, not being humbled back then when I was 30 is really what caused the heartache and pain for me. But I also feel that having that strong faith and relationship with God is so important, because in an entrepreneurship, you cannot make it on your own. I mean, there's too many ups and downs in entrepreneurship, right? I mean, I don't know where the landmines are, right? Every day I pray, even now, I ask God, protect my blind side, right? Because I don't know what's on my blind side, right? So I need God to be there to be able to protect me in those situations, especially if I'm dealing with business situations with people that I don't know, things like that. So having that strong faith is vitally important. So as a young person, I would encourage them, establish that faith, right? If you want to do something for yourself financially, start now and start early, because one thing you don't have as we, get older is we don't have time, right?
No,
and so I'm glad that I did start at an earlier age. Yeah.
That's amazing. I do remember, like I said, I attended your graduation. I knew that you were on your way somewhere.
Right.
I just didn't know that you had gotten this far.
Yeah.
So you lost $1 million, and obviously you've gained it now, right?
Yeah.
What is in store? I mean, you're sharing information with others, helping others, but what's next for you?
Well, one of the things that I'm working on, which I'm really excited about, is obviously from being in the IT field, we're actually building an online digital academy, for a tech academy, right?
Okay.
Which I would like to be able to go back in lower income communities and show kids in those communities the value of being involved in technology. That was my saving grace, right? Getting involved in technology. So I'm excited about being able to roll that out and get more younger kids, especially kids like the community I came from, who are not exposed to technology, exposing them to that, right? And then also just being able to share with people and teach people the value of investing and things like that. I mean, I was fortunate enough to start investing in real estate, and that has helped me. And I know that there's a gap there, for a lot of people, that they don't understand those things. So my hope is that, I can, share some of my wisdom in that regards, to be able to help others to be able to achieve the things that they want to achieve.
Paying it forward.
Yeah, paying it forward. That's right. Yeah.
Well, that's so amazing.
Yeah.
So much more to come. Will you share with our viewers how they can get a hold of you for speaking engagements and how they can get a hold of your book?
Yes. So you can get my book on Amazon. Amazon.com. You can also go to my website, which is timtmercer.com. And of course, Tim T. Mercer on all the social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook. So just look up Tim T. Mercer.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Tim, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking with you. And again, yes, we're going to be talking offline real soon.
No, thank you. And I really enjoyed the show.
time to draw near.
Coming soon, a new inspirational funk project from Yaya, the intergalactic sojourner truth. She's in a class all her own with her unique sound and style. Take a journey with Yaya, the intergalactic sojourner truth, and become inspired. Stay in touch with Yaya, the intergalactic sojourner truth on Bandcamp and Facebook. Thank you for supporting Kingdom One Live with our host, Deborah Asbury. When you support this broadcast with a donation of $50 or more for this month only, you will receive this special gift. A beautiful offering from the Tamira Lay Lifestyle Design Collection of luxury soy candles. To make a donation, visit our website at www.kingdomonelive.com. Thank you for your support, and until next time, love and blessings.
These exciting novels carry the message of abstinence in their characters' lives while promoting the idea to guard your heart. It's iconic, but Heath does this gracefully without losing the flow of romantic nuances, alluring women and the chivalry of the strong, passionate male. Fall deeper into knowing the love God has for you with each romance novel from A Novel Thing. Lucy Heath, author.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the set of Kingdom One Live, where it's all about a kingdom perspective. As you have watched our interview with the fascinating Tim T. Mercer, bootstrap millionaire, I'm sure you have been encouraged. I would like to leave you with this message from Philippians 3:13b, which says, "But one thing I do, forgetting what's behind and pressing toward what's ahead. I press toward the mark to win the prize for which I've been called heavenward in Christ Jesus." Tim did just that through all of his trials, whether it was failures of his own accord or with a failed economy. He pressed onward. And I encourage you, do the same thing. And so, as you have watched today, I'm doing something a little different. So I do want to say love and blessings to you up front. But we're going to close out with my co-host, the Tim Williams Project Band. They have a special song that they want to share with you called Z Calypso. So we'll just go ahead and go to the music set. Give it up for the Tim Williams Project Band as they close out our show. Love and blessings.